Google has introduced Gemma 3 270 million parameter model. Note that it's a million parameter model, not 270 billion parameters. So it's a compact model and it's for hyper efficient AI. It's a highly specialized tool to the Gemma 3 toolkit, and it's a compact 270 million parameter model designed from the ground up for task-specific fine-tuning with strong instruction following and text structuring capabilities already trained in. And they've given this instruction following evaluation comparison, which is very nice. We can see that it already hits 50% on the IF eval benchmark, which is almost at the level of Llama 3.2 1 billion parameter model. So that's a pretty good performance for a small model, which is just 270 million parameters. So what are the core capabilities? Firstly, it's compact and capable architecture. The vocabulary is very large, around 256,000 tokens. So that's quite large for a small model like this. And its capability to handle specific rare tokens makes it a strong base model for further fine-tuning in specific domains and languages. And the next core capability is the extreme energy efficiency. So if you take a phone like Pixel 9 Pro, the Int4 quantized model seems to use just 0.75% of the battery after 25 conversations. And for instruction following, they have released an instruction tuned model, which is a strong model that follows general instructions out of the box. We'll try out the instruction following with a couple of prompts towards the end of the video. And they also made it production ready quantization. So they've released quantization aware checkpoints along with the standard models that will help us run the model at Int4 precision. It's a high quality foundation model that follows instruction well out of the box, but its true power is unlocked through fine-tuning. If you want a specialized model that's super efficient, you just have to take this model, fine-tune it for that specific task, and you're all set. So what are the use cases to choose Gemma 3 over the other models? Given that it's a very small model with 270 million parameters, let's say you have high volume and you have well-defined tasks such as sentiment analysis, entity extraction, or query routing, then this model is perfectly suited for that task. And even if you need to make every millisecond or microsecond count, that means you want to make really quick decisions or you want to make the most out of the buck, then you probably have to fine-tune the 270 million model and can run on lightweight, inexpensive infrastructure and even directly on device. Or if you need to iterate quickly and deploy quickly, the small size of the Gemma 3 270 million allows for rapid fine-tuning experiments. Or if you need to ensure user privacy, then obviously the model can run entirely on device, so the user can download the model and run it in their device, which means that it's super private. And if you want a fleet of specialized tasks, say for example, if you want one model for sentiment analysis and you want one model for entity extraction and one model for query routing, and all being specialized models in the same system, then this model is best suited for tasks like that. So let's look at what they have released for the Gemma 3 270 million. I'm just going to search for 270M. We can see that there's a standard 270 million model. Then there's the instruction following tuned model that is particularly fine-tuned for instruction following. Then they've also released a Q4 quantization aware training model, but it is unquantized. Similarly, for the instruction following model, they've also released a quantization aware trained model that is actually unquantized. So if you go inside that, so we can see that the model is 270 million pre-trained version of Gemma 3, but using quantization aware training. But the checkpoint itself is unquantized. So we need to quantize it with Q40 with your favorite tool. So we need to make sure we quantize with Q40 before we actually use this model. So those are the 4 models that they have released. So how do we get started and use the model? Firstly, we can download the model. Given its size, we should be able to download it on our laptop and run it. I'm going to try it out with Ollama next, so we will see that. Or we can try the model on Vertex AI with popular inference tools like Llama CPP, Gemma CPP, and MLX, and these are the standard tools these days. And we can even start fine-tuning. So we can either use Hugging Face or Unsloth or JAX, and we can fine tune the model, and we can also deploy the model. We can either run it on the local environment or we can run it on Google Cloud. And they've also given this nice web-based app to just play around with the model, and the model is going to run locally. So if I click on start creating, probably setting up the model to run locally. So after it took a while, we get to this page. So basically it's a single page UI to make a story. So I'm just going to choose a character probably a sleepy astronaut at a wizard school, finds a pair of flying shoes, adventurous, short story length, make my story. And this model is now running entirely on my machine. We can see the speed at which it's churning out the text. It's even speaking whatever it's actually typing. So it's highlighting what it's actually reading. And we can see that there's no mistakes. There's no grammar mistakes or anything. It's just super cool how it creates. And it's so coherent and it's quite impressive given that the model is running locally. And we also have the option to run the model on Ollama. So if you're new to Ollama, you can go to ollama.com and download it. It's available for Mac, Windows, and Linux. I've already downloaded it. So if I go to terminal, I can see that the version is 0.9. So if we go under models, we can search for the Gemma model, Gemma 3. So there's Gemma 270M. So if I click on that, I've copied it. I've now come back to my terminal. I'm just going to say Ollama run Gemma 3 270 million. So it's pulling the model and in no time it should be available for us to play around with. I'm just going to give some basic prompts to see how it goes. Let's quickly ask a simple reasoning prompt. Given that it's just a small model, let's see what it says. If Alice is taller than Bob, Bob is taller than Carol, who is the shortest? Alice is the shortest. One more simple math problem. I'll ask, there are 7 apples and you take away 2. How many do you have? And it quickly says 5 apples. In their benchmark, they've said that 270 million brings strong instruction following capabilities. So let's quickly look at how it does with instruction following. For the instruction following, I'm going to ask, write a sentence about cats that contains exactly 8 words and does not have the word cat. It says a fluffy felon with intelligent eyes and a gentle purr is a beloved companion. We said exactly 8 words, but it's given us a sentence that's much longer than that, but it doesn't have cat mentioned in it, but the sentence implies it's a cat with the words like intelligent eyes and a gentle purr is a beloved companion. So that refers to a cat. Let's try one more example. We can say answer in exactly 5 words. Why is water important? Water is vital for life. So this is super cool. Let's test out for some coding. I'm going to say write a Python program to reverse a string without using built-in reverse functions. So it's giving me this function and it's giving me the explanation why this approach is efficient. It's giving me the time complexity, space complexity, alternative approaches. It's quite comprehensive response. That's quite impressive. Let's try one more example. I'm going to say write a Python program to check if a string is a palindrome. It's written a small function is palindrome, and it's also given the examples. So it seems to do a decent job at coding as well. We have to remember they're saying that its true power is unlocked through fine tuning. To really understand the potential of the model, we need to do some fine tuning and we need to see how well the model suits our task. So let me know in the comments if you really want me to do some fine tuning video as well. Until then, I'm signing off, and this is all that I wanted to say about the Gemma 3 270 million compact model, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, take care.